Hello and welcome to an album a day, day 394, going through my vinyl and media collection today. We're back to the CDs, going through the rest of my Uriah Heep collection. We've got a bunch in between, so like I'm trying to intersperse like Uriah Heep and then something else and do kind of an every other episode thing. But today we're going back to, well, this was issued in 2010. We're switching companies though, from Sanctuary Midline to Lemon Recordings, which is a weird label name for a hard rock act, but that's how it goes. Sometimes this is Equator. This cover is pretty cool. It actually reminds me of the time in my childhood I spent with a spirograph creating designs, not quite this intense, but kind of along the same way. For those of you who aren't familiar with a spirograph, basically you got different sized wheels with ridges on them. Then you would have other shapes like an oblong with rounded ends or circles or other things like something with a hole cut out or triangles and things. And you would just take your colored pencil or regular pencil, put it in the hole in the gear, and then you would run it around that shape. And as it, it would create curls. And, the more that you do it, then you start creating sort of geometric patterns and things. It was really cool, actually. I'm sure there's digital versions of it now that get things done much faster. But anyway, this is a Uriah Heep album that we're talking about. So Equator, great album. This one's in really just excellent condition because I didn't jam the book like I did on the last one. Nice thick booklet for this one too, so there's a better shot of the album cover. On the back we have the album cover without the logo. Lots of cool stuff in here. Great pictures, stories, quotes, going back to, there's a nice full shot of the band, all the the bonus tracks and all that. Great shot of Mick. Sending a shout out to Mick. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. Yeah, really cool stuff. And then because we're switching companies now, of course, we get different package. We get different CD design. I actually like this. This is not the album cover on CD with a different color. It is done as if it's a record, like a 45, which is pretty cool. Then let's see if there's anything behind that. I didn't look yet. Distributed by Cherry Red Records. There you go. Just finished up a couple of box sets from Cherry Red Records that had come out, and I've got more in the hopper. In fact, I think I'm recording a release today that comes out in March. So I'm looking forward to digging into that. It's actually one of the bands that was on a previous box set, but I'll be digging into them a little further with this one. So that's kind of fun. And then on the back, we get, the song list and everything. So let's talk about the songs. We open with Rockorama. Again, not my favorite title. Anything with the word rock, pertaining to We're Gonna Rock. Even the Twisted Sister song, I don't like the title of that song. I get it because that's what the song is about. But anytime it just feels like we're gonna party, we're gonna rock, like that, those titles just never make me happy. However, the most important part is the song, and the song is awesome. So there's that. Second, we get Bad Blood. We get Lost One Love, Angel, Holding On, Party Time, Poor Little Rich Girl, School's Burnin', Heartache City, and Night of the Wolf. That's the regular album. Now we get some bonus tracks. We get a single edit of Rockorama, which is sort of a shortened, truncated edit of the song that we get originally. We get the same thing for Backstage Girl, another single. This was a B-side edit. We get Gypsy Live, a Uriah Heep classic, and then Poor Little Rich Girl, a single version of that. So the bonus tracks on this one are not as cool as they had been through Century Midline, but that may have nothing to do with the record company. No, it could just be a matter of what was available. There may not have been extra tracks that weren't released during that time. They may have written enough for the album and a couple of B-sides, and that might have been it. So I don't want to say that Lemon Records is doing a bad job because we really don't know. I mean, it's just a matter of what we're given to work with, but I do like that they included a version of Gypsy showing that that song is still well alive within the band, and to this day they still do it live. So great one, and I hope that you guys, if you had a chance to listen to my interview with 10,000 Airplanes that came out today on the Haskincast podcast, hope you enjoyed that. Really cool artist in Colorado doing some really interesting things. Talked about drones, talked about noise, talked about sound design, and how he performs this live, and all kinds of fun stuff. Great interview. Check out his links. Those are in the show notes as well as the Facebook posts. What else? So we're back on regular schedule this week. We do have a bonus episode coming on Saturday, part 3 of my TV theme reviews with Mark Roback from the 70s Weekly Countdown with Mark and Pete. They've got a fairly new episode out. They do one once a month. It's usually a longer episode, though, about 2 to 2.5 hours. So make sure that you're checking that out. And that should be on your podcast player under 770S Weekly Countdown. And then, back on schedule for me. I've got the first song done for my new album, which I'm very happy about. I'm working on the opening now. The first song I did is the second song that'll be on the album, working on the introduction. From there, the album changes shape. This is really the setup of the story, and then everything will differ from here on. So I'm kind of writing music that doesn't really put me in the zone of the album's regular songs that I have planned, but it's kind of the setup and the build for what's to come. So having a great time with that. I finished a good chunk of the second song last night. Maybe I'll finish that one up today or tomorrow, but I'm not pushing time on this one. I really want it to be the best it can be. I have a note on my printer that says, is this the best you can be right now? And that is what I'm focusing on. I think we tend to get to a point where we're tired of hearing a song as we're writing it. We do so many passes of recording, so many passes in mixing. We know we've got that ahead of us when we're writing. And I think there comes a point where we tend to maybe want to be done with the song. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not doing that. And as I've gone back and rewritten some of the older songs, I realized in my early years I did that. I think this is good. I think this is a complete song, when really what it was just very repetitious for 3.5 or 4 minutes. So correcting a lot of those early writing mistakes as I've grown as a writer and as an audio engineer. Hopefully the sonic quality of it will be better. So really cool stuff. I'm really happy to be working on it and excited to get it out there when it's ready, but not until it's ready. In the meantime, I hope that you guys are having a great weekend. Stay warm. It looks like we have another cold front on the way in some areas. Finally in Tulsa, I get like a 4-hour reprieve where I can turn my faucets off and save a little bit on the water. In the meantime, though, you guys take care and enjoy. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.